Sometimes failure feels like the end of everything, like there's nothing left to try. But in reality, failure is just the beginning of a stronger version of you. There was a young man named Daniel who had a dream to become an athlete. He loved running, jumping, and throwing. From the time he was a little boy, Daniel dreamed of competing in the big competitions and winning. He wanted to hear the crowd cheering his name as he stood on the podium, the gold medal around his neck. So he worked hard, training day and night, pushing himself to become stronger and faster. Finally, the day arrived when Daniel got a chance to participate in the competition of his dreams. He was so excited. As he stood at the starting line, ready to run his fastest race, he felt like all those months of training had led up to this moment. The starting pistol fired, and Daniel was off. But almost immediately, he felt something in his side start to hurt. With each step, the pain grew worse and worse until he couldn't take it anymore. He had to stop. Daniel sat on the ground next to the track, tears rolling down his face. He couldn't believe that he had failed. All those months of hard work had led to nothing. People walked past him, some with kind smiles, others with mocking laughter. "You'll never win," they said. "Sports aren't for you." Daniel felt like giving up right then and there. He wanted to go home and hide from the world. As he walked away from the competition, he saw his coach sitting under a tree. Coach had always believed in Daniel and his abilities. But when he saw the tears on Daniel's face, his heart sank. "What happened?" he asked. Daniel couldn't hold back his tears any longer. "I tried my hardest, coach," he sobbed, "but I just couldn't finish the race. I think I'm not cut out for this." The coach remained silent for a moment, letting Daniel pour out his heart. When the young man finally stopped crying, the coach said, "Daniel, I know you gave it your best, but you can't let this defeat define you. Don't let the pain of defeat last any longer than the moment you choose to stop trying. Failure doesn't define you, your response to it does." Daniel looked up at his coach, confused. "What do you mean?" he asked. "I don't understand." The coach smiled. "You didn't come here to lose, did you? You came here to win. So what if you didn't win this time? There are many more races to run, many more competitions to join. The only way to truly lose is to give up on your dreams, to stop believing in yourself. If you don't do that, then you will never lose." Those words sparked a fire in Daniel's heart. He realized that his coach was right. One loss didn't define him. He could come back stronger, better than ever before. So Daniel thanked his coach and went back home. The next morning, Daniel woke up with a new determination. He knew that he had to work harder, not just to win, but to prove to himself that he could do it. So he started training again, pushing himself harder than ever before. Months turned into years, and Daniel continued to train, learn, and grow. He never forgot the feeling of that day at the competition when he had failed. But he also never let it define him. Finally, the day arrived when Daniel was fully recovered and ready to compete again. He signed up for the same competition where he had failed so many years ago. This time, he wasn't just participating. He was there to win. Daniel stood at the starting line, the same track where he had failed so many years ago. But this time, he was more prepared. He had trained harder, learned from his mistakes, and never given up on his dream. The starting pistol fired, and Daniel was off. This time, he ran not just for himself, but for everyone who had believed in him. He ran with the memory of his coach's words in his heart. "The only way to truly lose is to give up on your dreams. to stop believing in yourself. If you don't do that, then you will never lose. And as Daniel crossed the finish line, the announcer's voice boomed, and the winner is Daniel. Daniel couldn't believe it. All those years of hard work, the pain, the sweat, and the tears had led up to this moment. He had won. He looked up at the crowd, saw his coach with a proud smile, and raised his arms in victory. In that moment, Daniel knew that he had proven himself, not just to the world, but most importantly, to himself. Moral of the story: failure isn't the end. It's the first step toward your greatest victory, if you choose to keep going. If you liked this story, leave a like and watch this next video to level up. See you there.